G'day trader, Sam here from TradetoProspa to give you a crypto update on Ethereum. I'm going to be looking at both the macro and the current situation. What we can do is look back at history and see what things we can learn. And the RSI does really give us a good assistance in the past and what's taken place. So if you look at this weekly chart from an RSI perspective, we when we look at this section, for instance, that's a bottom reversal. When we break this top level where there was a resistance, that's where that's when it became bullish. Okay. Similarly here we had this formation, and when we break that formation, we went bullish. We're not going to talk about the reversals. We're just going to look at the bottom formations. Here we had a flat level that kept on being resistance, getting knocked back, knocked back. Eventually when we broke it, it seems to be that this level there was where it became bullish, and yes, it did. It did become bullish, went up a fair bit, but in the context of the wave, so if we count the early wave, then it's even better to understand what's taking place. So in this case, this was the bottom, and what we were looking for is, okay, where can we make the trades? Well, that was the trade. We don't know what was going to take place, but that was a good trade to go in. And similarly, when we broke that level there, we see that we dropped a fair bit. So the RSI gives us a level of support, goes back up to resistance, and we have a range on the RSI on the weekly to tell us when it's bearish and when it's bullish. Similarly, we watch it, we find support, resistance, resistance. Now we've got a point of reference, and therefore we have the bottom reference. That's another resistance level there. So if you look at this perspective, from this method, it was very useful in the past. Okay, so the breakout of that level, that trend line, was bullish, and yep, it went up to that point there. And this is where we need to look at Fibonacci and measure our likely points of exit. So, for instance, if this was the bottom and we did trade it, and we're going, okay, that is the bottom, how high would it likely go? Well, Fibonacci is going to help us in that space. So in this case, what we did was we swing high to swing low, or sorry, low to high, and you can see from this that the 0.5 fib was the main resistance right there. And so the lessons could be learned. 0.5 or 0.618 is likely to be our rejection levels, always on the macro. And you can see this neckline playing its role. Then when we have this additional other ways of looking at the Fibonacci, we make sense of it. So if you get a context from the past, you have a good chance to get the bottom or a good entry for a bullish move. Don't have to necessarily get the bottom. So when we look at this chart from that perspective, we continue on, and it is amazing how Fibonacci and RSI really work together well. So that was a breakout there. This horizontal level was another perspective from that there. So when we break that, we went higher, and look how it comes back onto this trend line for support. It's amazing. And then we have this trend. We can talk about something where when is it likely to be the top? You can see here there's a bearish divergence. You just do that, and you can see how that dropped. It dropped a fair bit once you lose that top. And again, the continuation, RSI, we get the next resistance level, and then it drops. You can see that clearly when we break this level, it becomes bullish. So, and here you can see a descending wedge, and when we break that level, so the story continues on. Now we're at this level here. So this was a nice bottoming formation. I think this is potentially the bottom. And well, let's go into it. So using the same method, we have our reference points. We'll disregard these ones into the picture because they're not related. they're related to something else. So now we've got this reference point, and so on. So when we look at these bottom formations, that was a bullish move, but short-lived. And what we can say from an elite wave perspective, we'll come down. From an elite wave perspective, we have an ABC correction, a deep one. We have our potential head and shoulders or ascending wedge of some sort. So we can say that is a measured move, potentially. So if we were to do that, that could be a measured move. So that scenario there, give or take, has played out. The other measured move is the head and shoulder, actually a bit further down. That will help. And you can see how that measured move really came close to it. So that's already taken place. This measured move. So now, if we were to think, okay, this is likely, if this was to break this what I call as a support line, a grind line, if we were to lose that, then we will probably drop down a fair bit more. That's one scenario. However, what we're looking for that to happen is pretty much get a rejection and lose this level. So this level becomes very important with this supporting trend line. So if we lose that on the weekly, we are likely to continue down and maybe do a double bottom. That's the bearish perspective. The bullish perspective, let's clean this up. The bullish perspective, if we look at this, it's not the best. We have the red line and we have this more so. I think this one is a better suited line. If we were to break above that, I think this pocket is going to be the main testing area. How high is that? Well, I think by adding my channels to it, give us a sec. So from a weekly perspective, I do feel like this is relevant. And this RSI is in confluence with it. And you can see how I applied my Fibonacci as well, the macro Fibonacci. So this 0.5 fib was our support. So we got our bottom, we have a 0.5 fib, 0.382, so we all the way to the top. So they're very confluent, and even the moving averages are very confluent with Fibonacci as well. This is one perspective on the Fibonacci. So if this was our 0.618 level type of thing, then our 1 or this area is likely the target if we were to lose this support line. However, now what we have is previous bottom. So what we had a cup and then a nice rejection. This area is going to be a strong area of resistance. We got our channel, and we have our Fibonacci, that one there. So if it goes above that, and it breaks this trend channel, guys, that's going to be bullish to the next level. Do we see anything in this perspective? Yeah, this could go bullish. Yep, this could go bullish, or this could be an accumulation structure, and the range is that. That could be our range. If it gets a rejection, eventually we should continue on. So this, to me, is a very strong perspective of accumulation at the moment until we break this level. Obviously, this is the last resort, but I do feel like this could play out. If this was to continue on up to a point where it gets to this level, where it's about, I don't know, let me have a look, 1400, 1400 range type of thing. If we were to do that and the market does drop, it's got a long way to go down in percentage wise, and let's see what that could be. 17, 18%, which is okay for an accumulation range. So what we are expecting, and what I'm expecting, is a grind where, what I mean by grind is, I suppose in the past, it was much more a sharply response from the bottom. It really did take off. Here we might just grind it out, ranging. So it could take a while for the range to complete. Next year is going to be really the test from what I think. That is our main resistance, and that is our main support at the moment. If we lose that, we are pretty much then, in my opinion, doing wave 3 to 4. So this could be, if we look at from the top, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, somewhere around there. Okay, that's from an alleyway perspective. Bitcoin's already ahead of us on this. So when we look at it from a Bitcoin perspective, Bitcoin's really bottomed much quicker. Oh, sorry, not has advanced in terms of the wave 3 and 4. We actually, I think we're doing wave 5 in Bitcoin. With Ethereum, I don't think we've completed wave or confirmed wave 3 to 4 yet, and so we might still have some up movement. I don't think much at the moment. We might. The question is, how much can we go higher? And that's the trading dilemma. So if we look at up close on the daily, just make that weekly. Yep, we have upward momentum, but not the best. So we've broken that level. We've done our nice accumulation or reversal structure. That is a nice reversal structure there. So that is a nice reversal structure. And it's still to Bitcoin. Now look at this. Here we go. So what's this one? That is our 50 moving average on the daily, on the chart. Okay, so yep, 50 moving average on the daily. That's acting as a resistance at the moment. So I didn't see that before. It's good to put your stuff up there. We have this channel. You can see how it's got confluence. We might ignore the top. Here it's definitely acting as a resistance. So if we can't get past this level, or if we do get past this level, then we have the next channel. Maybe we can use that. No, actually that plays well as well, doesn't it? Strong resistance. So if we can break that, give me a sec. That's a strong trend line. And we have our reversal structure. So I'm in with Ethereum with this breakout, so still holding it. And it's going to be interesting to see. So all I can say is from a daily perspective, this has been established with RSI. If we drop that level, then it's a reversal. And if we break above it, then it's a continuation to the upside to this Fibonacci there. So that's what the important part is. That's a bullish divergence that's taken place. We have this steepness going up. It needs to maintain. If it comes down, then you're going to obviously see a reversal coming back down. However, we could still see a bullish formation take place and still could go up. So an entry is very important here for the time being is our support. And let's see how much it's done on the daily. So this is our daily level, I would say. So it's so it dropped below our daily and it's picked up again and closed above. So this is bullish. This trend line and the moving average is our breakout trade on the daily. So we need to see So that's our daily level there from the previous daily. We're in that range. This trend line is holding it back, and this moving average is holding it back. And until we break that, there's no point of entering now. And if we're to lose this daily level again, I would think it will come down based on this RSI. Just a sec. Okay, so we need to keep our eye on our RSI, see what it does there. But definitely we're at the daily resistance level, and this is our other range, daily bottom. So we're in this range. This trend line is likely to push it down with this moving average. Historically, if it was bullish, it does break. This is taking a bit of a backlash, still coming back. So it's very difficult to make a trade in entry right now. You can see our previous bottom resistance level. So let's see what that does. Okay, that played the support. There you go. All along there. So that was a good entry, guys. I missed that. I wasn't looking at this. And so we're in this range. It's going to be evident in this range what we can do. If you want to take your chances, you can do a short. I would not take that short. At the moment, that's a bullish candle engulfing the previous day. So that is a bullish move. We might just break above. And let's see what it's going to likely to do. I'll put that there. These are our fib levels. White, green. Okay, so that's the next range of fibs to be. So this is definitely the 1.272. So the next target is 1357. If you do break above this, that I would go for that. Previous bottom. This is our point of control actually. So if you look at this, that was our range. So that was a reversal structure. Interesting. This is a bigger reversal structure, so we might just go a bit higher. However, this is the issue I have from there to there. 618's there, and we probably go up to that level there. Previous bottoms. So we've got a few targets, guys. Yep, that's our target. First target. If we break this, our second target is likely to be rejection there, and that will suit us perfectly because there. What does it mean in the big picture of things? It is a broadening structure, actually, isn't it? Broadening structure. We might just, yeah. See, this is what I like. So if we get it's like I think we're going to break above it and then come back down. And this is where it's going to be really hard to work out. That's our first touch, second touch. This could be our third touch, which is about 1400, and then we'll come back down. And this is where it's going to be really, really tricky. I think there will be another bounce, and this could be a rejection, and we're going to see the squeeze, guys. That's what it's going to come down to, squeeze. I feel like it's going to do wave. That is why wave. That's wave 3 to 4. That's what my opinion is. I'm bearish at the moment, and that will be a nice entry for short. I think. Take your chances. See if you see a structure like this, and you see the RSI, anything like this. That's a swing trade. I missed that. That was a perfect entry. That was a good move. Need to focus on a few coins, not many. That was a 30-something% move. Now, big picture wise, that's it, guys. I'm going to leave it at that. Hope you like it. Please give me a like and a share. Talk to you soon. Cheers.